Today I'm going to be making sticky toffee puddings. This is one of my very, very favorite British desserts. This is something I've always wanted to make. So hopefully this recipe turns out good. This is from the official Downton Abbey afternoon tea cookbook. It was loaned to me from my sister, so I appreciate that. So I'm going to tell you the ingredients that you're going to need for the puddings and for the sauce. I'm just going to give it to you at one time. So for the puddings, you're going to need 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1 cup of flour, half a cup pitted and finely chopped dates. I left the package out so that you could see. We bought these Natural Delights. We found them in the produce section at Meijer, but they were already chopped and everything for you, so you didn't have to do it. 3/4 teaspoon baking soda, which is this one right here. 3/4 cup boiling water. Now you see water in there. It's not boiling yet, but we're going to boil it. 1 1/4 teaspoons baking powder. Half teaspoon of salt. 3/4 cup firmly packed dark brown sugar. 2 eggs. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then for your sauce, you're going to need 4 more tablespoons of unsalted butter. 3/4 cup firmly packed dark brown sugar, 3/4 cup heavy cream, which is in here, and 2 teaspoons pure vanilla extract. Now, what I'm going to do first, they tell you to have extra butter and flour to put in your ramekins. So you can put butter in the ramekins and powder them with flour and then knock out any extra flour. We have Baker's Joy, so I'm going to use Baker's Joy because it has flour in it. You're supposed to have 8 ramekins. I have 4 of these Mason Cash ramekins. I'm going to assume those are the right size because these Mason Cash is a British brand. So I only bought 1 set of those, so I have 4 of them. And you'll see I have 6 additional ones that I have, but they're a lot smaller. So I'm thinking I'm going to make some smaller ones. And I've got 2 extra just in case I have extra filling. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to spray all of these. I'm going to get my water boiling and then we'll be back. So I have my water on the stove boiling. So I'm going to take my water and my dates and my baking soda, and you want to just combine these together like that. And set this to the side. It's going to sit to the side. It'll probably be about 10 minutes, it said. We're going to move that. And now in this bowl, you're going to combine your flour, baking powder, and salt. So these 3 things. And you're going to just whisk them together like this. And you're going to set this aside. And then with our mixer, we're going to beat together the butter and brown sugar. Now we're going to mix our eggs in one at a time. This egg, we're also going to add our vanilla. Make sure you combine it well. I'm going to take this off the mixer, and now it says you want to add your flour, your dry mixture, and you want to combine that with a wooden spoon. This date mixture that you have set to the side with your water, you want to add that and mix that in here until it's combined. says fill the ramekins 2/3 each. So I'm just gonna try to just eyeball it, and we'll see how well that works. I may have greased too many of these, but that's okay. If I did, I will just wash them. I actually ended up getting 7. So I greased 3 extra, but like I said, I didn't know my size ramekins. I don't know what size these ramekins are. So we're supposed to bake these for 20 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. And while these are baking, we're gonna actually make our sauce. So to make the sauce in a pan over medium heat, you want to, first of all, melt your butter. Okay, so our butter's melted. Now you want to add your brown sugar and your cream, your heavy cream, and you're gonna whisk this together until it becomes sticky. It's gonna take about 5 minutes. I'm gonna take this off the heat. Honestly, the directions do not say to take it off the heat. I'm gonna add my vanilla, but anytime during a recipe I've added vanilla, you take it off the heat. And you also wanna add just a pinch of salt. I'm just adding that much. That looks like a pinch to me. And I know they make little measuring spoons that say a pinch. We used to have one of those, and I just looked for it and could not find it. So,
Plus, you wouldn't want to keep that on the heat anyway, because it would just keep cooking.
It would. So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to continue to let my puddings cook in the oven, bake in the oven, and then we'll be back. My puddings just came out of the oven. The directions say to let them cool for 5 minutes. So I'm going to set another timer for 5 minutes, and we'll be back. So now you want to take a thin knife, and you want to go around the sides of each pudding, so just to make sure that they're not stuck in here. My plate, and I'm gonna get a towel, and so you're going to turn this over on your plate. So take it just like this. Turn it over on your plate and then pull it off, and hopefully it comes off just like this, and it's nice and hot. And then you pour your pudding. I took it out of the pan, and I put it into this measuring glass, and there is your pudding. So now you try this immediately. You don't want to wait, but I will give you a close-up. We'll see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so it says, although early British puddings were either savory, meat-based, or sweet, they were typically boiled in special pudding bags. Modern British puddings are commonly dense, moist cakes, often laced with rehydrated dried fruits that are either steamed or baked. These toffee-topped puddings did not appear on the English table until the late 20th century, though similar small puddings baked in ramekins would not have been uncommon in Mrs. Patmore's kitchen.
Now let me just say, when you hear the word puddings in the UK, that just means dessert.
Right.
It doesn't mean pudding like Jell-O pudding.
Okay.
Because that's a common word over there that's used differently here.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so I just want people, the Americans, to know that that's not what they mean by pudding.
And I showed me taking this one out of the big ramekin. When I've already taken them out of the small ones, they all came right out. They came out perfect, just like this big one.
That's good. You know the best part?
The juice.
The sauce.
Yes, the sauce. The secret's in the sauce.
That's good. I could just eat the spoonfuls of that.
Uh-huh.
It's good with the cake though. The cake's really good too. It's very moist.
That is absolutely incredible.
It's very good.
Delicious.
You know, I don't really get the date flavor though, or even really the texture of it.
I don't either. This is really bad because it was so much easier to make than I ever thought. And I could make this all the time.
There's a flavor of something we've had that's very similar to this. I want to say like a spice cake, but it doesn't have the spices of a spice cake.
No.
But it's sweet, kind of like.
No, but we've had sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, but there's a cake that we've made like multiple times.
Oh, really?
That this reminds me of.
I think this is absolutely incredible.
It's very good.
And I said it's bad. It's bad for me to know that it's this easy to make. And if you, most of my viewers are American, you have to make this. You really, really need to make this because it was simple. The only thing was that you might not have is ramekins, but a lot of people have those, and I'm just the oddball that didn't own them. And so when I saw the Mason Cash, I saw them at Home Goods. I bought them. I thought, you know what? I'm going to buy these while I can. Now I wish I had bought 2 sets of them, but who knew?
You can get cheaper ones though, like at home. At Home sells like dishes.
At Home sells a lot of stuff like
cups
that.
and stuff like that. They sell. I don't know if they have specifically ramen, but that's a place I would recommend you look.
I wonder if Dollar Tree sells them because Dollar Tree sells lots of dishes that you wouldn't think about. I don't know. It'd be worth looking.
Look at it.
But this was so easy, and I think this is a 5 out of 5 dessert. The recipe book was right on as far as all the time that it baked. It was absolutely perfect. Didn't have to leave it in anymore. It was absolutely perfect. So this recipe was excellent.
It's good.
So I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.